Greetings! My name is Chelsea, and I'll be your navigator as you explore the topic of Jesus' chosen family. Our Bible story today happens right after Jesus has become super popular. So many people want Jesus to heal and teach them about God, he can no longer do the work alone. He appoints 12 disciples to help him and goes to rest in a house. However, the crowds would not let him rest. So many people crowded into the house, Jesus and his disciples didn't even have room to eat. On top of that, when his family heard what was going on with him, they said he had gone out of his mind. They wanted to come get him and get him back to normal. They didn't understand the crowds were following him around because he was doing the work of God. Messengers came to tell Jesus that his family had arrived to pick him up. He replied, "Who is my mother? Who are my brothers?" He then looked around at all the people in the room and said, "Whoever does God's will is my brother, sister, and mother." Whoever was doing God's work alongside of him was his family. Jesus' family didn't always understand him. They, like many others, didn't see that the work that he was doing was the work of God. Being misunderstood by those that are closest to you can be really hard. Have you ever felt misunderstood by your family or those closest to you? Is there a part of your identity that you keep to yourself because you aren't sure how others will respond? That's really tough to deal with. I often wonder if Jesus' feelings were hurt when his own mother was calling him crazy. I think that it must have been hard to have his own brothers trying to stop his ministry. But instead of giving up and throwing in the towel, Jesus expanded his understanding of family. He looked around the room and invited all those with the same goal and mission to be his family. The goal and mission to do God's will, to love radically, to believe in healing and believe in the power of God, to do the work that others were calling crazy. When I was growing up, there was a family of triplets that lived 3 doors down from me. As we got older, one of the triplets worked really hard to help with homelessness in our area. Lauren decided that she wanted to live with those that were homeless to get a better sense of the issue and that all of her money would go to that community. Her family was really upset. They went to get her from the shelter and the streets several times, but she refused to come back. She told them, "This is not just my work. These people are my family." She started to find other people that wanted to help in homelessness and were willing to put their comfort aside to figure out how to help. Her family called her crazy and was really upset with her. They didn't understand. Even though that was painful for her, just like Jesus, she was able to expand beyond her biological family and embrace a chosen family that would support her in her work. This didn't make it easy, but it did make it bearable because she wasn't alone. Jesus didn't reject his biological family, but he made sure that he still had a chosen family to support him in doing God's work. Similarly, Lauren and her 2 other triplets figured out how to be in community with each other over time. Even broken family relationships can be healed, but it was her chosen family that got her through the most difficult and loneliest time of her life. Those relationships can be some of the most supportive and meaningful ones that we have. Now it's your turn. Consider these questions together. Have you had moments of brokenness or division in your family? How did you work through them? What type of chosen family do you have? How have those relationships been meaningful to you? What if you thought of everyone who followed God as a part of your family? How would that change your relationships with people in your faith community?